Hey guys, welcome back to LRC. So this is my Finwing XBird 800 and this is my second Finwing. This time we have to thank Finwing for sending us this unit for a review. So let's check it out. In the box you will find that all these foam parts, they are individually wrapped. So I'm gonna unwrap everything first and show it to you. That's how the box arrives. I'm not sure if it will be the same for everyone. Quite sturdy and there's space inside for cushion. Yeah, so here you go. Wow. So mine is a kit version and it's a 2-in-1. That means it can be a pusher configuration or can be a twin tractor. The color, they call it Panda Grey, and I'm glad that I've chosen Panda Grey because wow, it looks damn nice, man. This is among the nicest non-white color plane I've ever seen. The surface is pretty premium as well. I have really gotten very bored with airplanes of white color foam material. So now let's take a look at this piece by piece. So let's start with the fuselage. If you look at the surface, it's very smooth. It's like a very glossy mirror kind of a surface. They call it Panda Grey with a white color hatch and a white color skid pad. So I think they made this combo to make it more appealing. There's an intake at the front. There's this piece removable here. I think it's for putting the camera. Hatch is secured by the screw, a plastic screw. Looks like you're gonna glue the two halves by yourself, which is also a good thing. And before you glue, roughen up the surface first. I have to repeat again that the foam material looks really premium. The pattern on the surface of the foam, when it is this kind of color, Panda Grey, it makes it look really nice. Looks sort of like a skin of a fish. Wow, they actually gave you a carbon fiber tube, not just a typical carbon. And on the other side, there's a Finwing logo, and the other side is an XU Wing logo. Probably means XBird U-Wing. They're also given this sticker XBird and U-Wing. I've not seen this U-Wing branding before. Perhaps we're gonna know from the owner later. I'm gonna give you a measurement for the space inside here. About 30 cm from here to here. For this part, depth is 5 cm tall. I think this is where you put your GPS because there's already a ridge over here for your wires to go through. With a bit of space here, the height comes to about 7 cm height. The width is about 58 mm. 58 mm, 37. Here, about 57. And I like that the tab on the hatch is a wooden plate because normally there are foam. It's actually a waste of space because sometimes when you want to push your battery max forward, this is hindering it. In fact, in this case, I've shaved it off a little bit. So when it's using a wooden tape, it will be a much smaller profile, so you can have some rather thick battery up front. And also where it holds onto it, there's a wooden plate as well. So peace of mind that it will be durable compared to foam where, well, it's better that you buy a tape over. Now let's check out the tail. You have to glue this on as well. The material is really nice, man. I mean, I keep repeating this. I really like the texture on the surface. Looks really exotic. I think that's a word to describe. The foam is also quite dense. You see, if I try to dent it, it will actually come back up. See? You go back to its original shape. Tail section, let's have a look. And you have to glue both halves as well. Very nice texture on the surface. The cavity here, the long one, I think is for the carbon strip. And there's another cavity here, probably for putting the GPS. This is smaller. This is bigger. Left one, 22 mm. On the right, almost 30 mm. So the rear section, how this motor mount secure is pretty interesting, which I'm going to show you later. From the accessories here, there's one motor mount here with 2 screws attached to it, pulling onto this. This nut here is for securing the latch. This shape here inside is pretty interesting. This is for your wiring to go through. Before this, the length from here to here is 30 cm. Now that we have the tail assembled, the length of the rear fuselage space will become to be about, this is 45, so total of 45. That's really long. There's an exhaust outlet here, and I think I've asked Finwing what is this shape for. If I remember well, they said this is for putting on your ESC. It's nice to have cooling over this area, and then with your wires going to the back. The rear hatch, the tab is using wooden plate as well, so you're just going to slot that in to that hole inside. Glue this plate and secure it with the smaller screw. Ta-da! My fuselage is built using cellophane tape. We're gonna check out the vertical stabilizer, and the cavity here is correct. It's for the wires to go through. So I'm gonna put this on your horizontal stabilizer. I like that it's such a big piece. Check out the length. This is, wow, 30 cm is about 16 cm. For comparison with the Finwing, this is really thin. This is very wide. The tail alone is as big as the main wing of the Finwing. There's no physical manual in the box, but you can download it from their website. There's a link on the product page itself. And according to the manual, they show that you glue the vertical fin onto the horizontal stabilizer first, then glue it on the fuselage. Manual is very good as well. They mention the CG, what are the parts inside, and then it's really detailed though. So this is a good thing, and I'll follow really closely on building this for the first time. For 800mm wingspan, this is quite a long fuselage. I measure it to be about 69 cm. Wow. Last piece we're gonna look at is the main wing and the twin tractor motorpod. Length-wise, this is, if we measure it from here, this is about 45.5 cm. Width from here is about 21 cm. The wingspan is as advertised of 800mm. So 30, 30 and 20, which is 800mm. The twin tractor motorpod, if you decided to go twin tractor configuration, so there's a wooden plate here. It looks like it's, well, double piece of wooden plate inside. Really thick. There's a strap here. They're really thoughtful to have included a strap to secure your ESC. Now let's try it on to one side. So the wing itself, there's marking, so it'll be very easy for you to gauge. The elbow bird, you have to glue it yourself as well. According to them, it's not very critical if if you can't, well, glue it 100% straight. A deviation of 1 degree is fine. If I remember well, the elbow bird actually has left and right motorpod, but mixing that up left to right doesn't matter. And in fact, I did make that mistake, and I didn't notice any weird issue with it. On the XBird, I think both is identical. And in the case of elbow bird, I think it was identical as well. It's just that on the CAD software, they did put some degree into it. Let's put this on. For efficiency, I think I'm gonna go with single pusher. From my experience, it's always more efficient. Well, draw less current compared to a twin tractor. But twin tractor is very easy for taking off. You'll just pull itself right off your hand because there's always more than enough power to power it. Because if your single pusher can be 1:1 power to weight ratio, a twin tractor will be double the pulling power. So with a very long fuselage, the main wing looks to be like very short, like a chicken wing, but it has a very wide surface area. So I think this is gonna be pretty floaty. Time will tell. We're gonna test this first. If this is floaty, then it will be my new favorite 800mm wing. If you look at the wing profile, it's flat bottom, so I think this will be a floaty plane, which is my favorite because it's more floaty. I like this kind of flying characteristic. I'm not a fast flyer, so I can sort of like hang onto the wind because of this wing profile. Control surface, as mentioned in the manual, you have to cut it yourself and install the carbon strip as well. There's wooden plate here for the control horn, just like the elbow bird. There's also wooden plate here for securing your wing with the long plastic screw provided. Servo cavity with a pretty large cavity here for your power wires to go through ESC for the twin tractor configuration. If I love this plane, I'm gonna cut a cavity here to go long range, so I can put a VTX or a long range receiver over here. Just the weight of the foam is very light at only about 260 grams. These are the accessories: the 2 long screw for the main wing, and 3 control horn, 2 for the aileron, 1 for the elevator. Motor mount, I noticed there are 3 over here, plus another identical one which is wooden, maybe for reinforcement, because the manual mentioned the black color one is for tail motor and this is not being labeled. Battery strap, well, 7 carbon strip. This should be for the bottom of the fuselage. This is for both sides of the fuselage. This is labeled as spare plywood. You got some of the screws, which you're gonna refer to the manual. 3 steel control linkages, Velcro, and it's a pretty long, well, 20 cm. Stickers as well. That's all the in-depth review of a new XBird 800 from Finwing. I hope you find this video helpful. I shot this video immediately after I got back from work at night, and I hope you appreciate the effort. If you have not done so, please like and subscribe and share this video to your friend as well. Lastly, should you buy this plane? I like how it looks. It looks really premium. The texture on this with panda grey color really brings out the texture of it that looks quite exotic. like a surface. No, it's not a surface of a fish, but rather looks like a surface of a crocodile skin. I like that it has a tall T-tail, which I think I have never owned any plane of that sort of tail. So I really like how it looks. Kind of like one of the old fighter jet, but in terms of flying characteristic, we're gonna find out because it's a kit version. I'm gonna install the electronics and then we go for a test flight. So I'll see you on the next video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!